romantic. That's like, wow.
Do you really just get to eat as much of this as you want?
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's up, hungry people? Stranger Things is ending, and I'm not sure that I'm ready. We've been re-watching from the very beginning, and I know this is a controversial opinion, but I actually really love season 3. Steve and Dustin's friendship really improved the entire dynamic of the show for the better, in my opinion. When we see them at the Starcourt Mall eating ice cream together, I just love this entire scene. It's so much fun. But when I saw the USS Butterscotch, I knew exactly what I was going to be eating for the season finale of Stranger Things. So if you're into making foods from your favorite movies, books, games, and more, don't forget to flip that sub button to keep your feed fed. Now, let's set the scene, shall we? The most important part of the USS Butterscotch are these ice cream cone sales. And apparently you can't just buy these. When Baskin-Robbins did their USS Butterscotch, they just used quarters of waffle cones, but didn't actually make them into sales. You can clearly see here that these are some kind of waffle cone that's been put onto a skewer. And then I want to make sure we get these little cookie portholes, and of course, the strawberry, chocolate, and butterscotch ice cream, and the banana that will make it into a banana split. You can barely see the banana, but it's in there. Now that the scene is set, let's cook. For my props, I kept things simple by 3D printing and painting Dart, as well as making one of the green goo fuel cells, whatever those things ended up being for, which was actually, in my case, a bunch of Zest body wash in one of those ice drinks. And then I used a green stage light to give it some glow. Add some 80s style walkie-talkies and some Scoops Ahoy merch. And we've got our very own mini Starcourt Mall food court ready to go. First, we need to make the ice cream cone sails from scratch. We'll start by combining some egg whites with some sugar and then whip until frothy. Then, once the eggs and sugar are good and mixed, we'll pour in melted butter. Finally, we'll add in all of our flour at once and mix it until a thick and fluffy batter comes together. For the flat shape, we'll use a preheated waffle iron. And you really don't need a whole lot of batter, which I learned the hard way a few times. And also make sure that the waffle iron isn't too hot. Or, yeah, I had to redo these a few times too, okay? Finally, after I bought a brand new waffle iron, twice, because I was about to yeet the one that I had across the freaking kitchen, we'll end up with a lightly golden, flattened cone. And then we'll need to work as fast as possible to cut it into quarters and then add the sticks. And these are ice cream cones and will cool and dry and crisp up super quick. I also had to do this a few times until I got it just right. Finally, we'll assemble our USS Butterscotch. You can use any of your favorite ice cream flavors, but in Stranger Things, it appears that they are eating strawberry, chocolate, and butterscotch. Then we'll add our banana that's been split, and I am doing this a little bit backwards because of my studio lights melting everything, but you normally would totally add the banana first and then add the ice cream, which is pretty much how it's more traditionally done. We'll top it off with a swirl of whipped cream, a drizzle of chocolate, butterscotch, and strawberry sauces, and don't forget our cookie portholes. And of course, 3 cherries on top. And last but not least, the ice cream cone sails. The USS Butterscotch is like a banana split, but better. And if Steve Harrington made it, you know it's gonna be good. I always say there's no flavors you don't like, just tastes you haven't acquired yet. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a taste acquired. What fictional feast should I make next? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this recipe, don't forget to flip that sub button and ring the dinner bell so you can be notified of my latest recipes and food adventures that I post almost every week. Do you ever get hungry? You can find this recipe and many more with ingredient amounts and step-by-step instructions over on the starvingchefblog.com. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.